So I'm Kirsten Lunstrum, and I have been part of Trinity as a member for about the last 8 years. And my parents, Paul and Dorinda Sundberg, obviously were here much longer than that. And so I've been tangentially part of Trinity's community since, I think, 2000, I think, is when they joined. So it's been about 21 years. Yeah. And now I'm serving as a member at large on the council. And before that, I taught Sunday school for years, helped with VBS, was really active with the kids' ministries. This has been a really difficult time for me and for my family, as it has been for most people. The challenges of the pandemic were sort of amplified by the couple of years before the pandemic for us, and my relationship to my faith pretty radically changed in that 2016 to 2020 period. And then the pandemic gave me time to reflect on all of that turbulence. So I really wrestled with whether or not to be part of the church in any way in those years prior to 2020. And I spent some time separated from the church because I was looking around at the world and thinking, what I'm seeing reflected doesn't reflect what I know to be Christ's call to Christians. And I don't mean that in terms of Trinity, but just broadly, I was looking around and thinking the church isn't responding to people's needs the way that I feel we're called to do. And so what am I doing in the church? And so what really brought me back was folks here saying, hey, we miss you. Where are you? Come back. And I'm so grateful for that sense of community, for drawing me back in, and then showing me that the church is responding to the world. And it's a really hard uphill battle, and it always has been, but the struggle doesn't make the effort worthless. I still wrestle with doubt and questioning, but looking to faith leaders who say doubt is part of faith. Questioning is good for your belief. That has helped me a lot. I think I still wrestle at times with my own doubts and with my sense that what can I do? I'm one person and the darkness is so big sometimes. But being part of a faith community is helpful for me in that it reminds me that I'm not alone in that darkness and that there are so many other people to stand beside me in my doubt. I think I see God through the doubt, primarily through community, through the connection with other people. As a parent, I think it has become progressively more important for me to find God for my kids as well, and to return to rituals, just Sunday morning worship, and the traditions of the church year have been so much a part of my life that holding on to those rituals for my kids and for myself is a place where I see God. It's one of the cultural pieces I can pass on to them as well. And they will have hard times because that's just being human. And I want them to have reassurance and a sense that they are also not alone in those times. And I think without the church, I don't know that they have the same kind of foundation for those dark periods that they will encounter. I see this period of time as an opportunity for Trinity. I think we are called to change with the world anyway, and change is going to happen. Linwood is, as a community, Linwood is changing, right? We've talked a lot about the light rail coming and just the demographics of our community changing, and that's exciting. That's a possibility for the church to grow and incorporate new people and new ways of life and have new rhythms to our church year. And so because we had this long pause, we now have the chance to more easily make new traditions, and I'm hopeful that we will embrace it and find ways to continue to do what we already do really well, and also be flexible and open to what might be possibilities for us to grow with our neighborhood. The thing that I find most encouraging right now is exactly that sense of possibility, that we're on the cusp of things changing, and that could be scary, or we could see it as a gift that we could listen to and lean into and maybe discover as it opens for us. And my hope is that as a community, we will all move into that space of possibility together and figure out what comes next with a a spirit of openness.